There is a person in your life right now who is worth more than you think. You have probably met them. Maybe you work with them. Maybe you went to school with them. They drive an ordinary car. They wear unremarkable clothes. They bring lunch from home. And somewhere behind that completely forgettable exterior, they are sitting on a fortune that would make your jaw drop. But here is what nobody tells you about wealth. Most of it is invisible. And the types of rich people you assume exist, the ones you picture when you hear the word wealthy, are not actually the most common ones. Not even close. There are 10 types of rich people on this planet, and understanding each one will permanently change how you see money, success, and the people quietly sitting next to you. The quiet rich. This is the type nobody sees coming, and it is the one most people in your life actually are. These are teachers, mechanics, accountants, small business owners, people who spent 30 or 40 years driving used cars, living in modest homes, clipping coupons, while quietly building a fortune that almost nobody around them knew existed. No inheritance, no viral moment, no lucky break, just saving and investing as a daily habit for decades and letting time do the rest. A study of over 225 millionaires found that the most common type was what researchers called the saver investor. Someone who never had a dramatic wealth event, someone who simply showed up every single day, put money away, and refused to spend it trying to look rich. They are the least visible type of wealthy person on the planet, and according to the data, one of the most common. The person clipping coupons next to you at the grocery store might be worth more than your entire neighborhood. New money. New money is what most people picture when they hear the word rich. These are people who earned their wealth within their own lifetime, from nothing. No inheritance, no dynasty, just an idea, relentless execution, and enough time to compound into something life-changing. Roughly 68% of the world's ultra-wealthy today are completely self-made. New money has quietly become the dominant type of rich person on Earth. And unlike old money, new money does not hide. The mansions, the luxury cars, the private jets, this is not arrogance. It is the completely natural result of experiencing abundance for the very first time. The tech rich. The tech rich are a specific breed of new money the world had never seen before the last 30 years. These are the founders, engineers, and coders who built companies that rewired how the entire planet operates. These people live quietly for years, sometimes looking completely ordinary, while their wealth silently compounds in the background. And then one day, the numbers become impossible to ignore. The celebrity rich. Celebrity wealth is unlike every other type, because it arrives fast and leaves even faster. A single hit album, a blockbuster film, a viral moment, millions generated almost overnight. But what separates the truly wealthy celebrities from the ones who end up broke, and many do end up broke, is one decision: what they do next. Rihanna's Fenty Beauty brand became worth more than her entire music catalog combined. Jay-Z built a business empire that made his music income look like a side project. The celebrities who stay wealthy figured out early that fame is not the destination. It is the starting capital. The real estate rich. Real estate wealth is one of the oldest paths to becoming rich in human history. These are people who built their fortunes by buying, developing, and holding property, and never selling. What separates the real estate rich from every other type is patience. They think in decades. They understand that land is one of the only things on Earth that cannot be manufactured, duplicated, or printed. Some started by buying a single small apartment, renting it out, and using that income to buy a second one. Over time, that process compounds into something enormous. Real estate consistently ranks as one of the top 3 industries among the world's ultra-wealthy. The athlete rich. Professional athletes face a financial reality almost nobody else does. Their peak earning window is short, often just 10 to 15 years. That clock forces the smartest athletes to think about money in a way most people never have to. LeBron James understood this earlier than almost anyone. Long before retirement, he built a business portfolio in media, food, and entertainment that made his basketball contracts look modest by comparison. The athletes who build lasting wealth are the ones who treat their playing career as a salary, and spend those years quietly building something else on the side. The crypto rich. Cryptocurrency created a brand new category of wealthy person almost overnight. These are people who bought Bitcoin or Ethereum early, sometimes for just a few $100s, and held on long enough to see those investments multiply by thousands of times their original value. Some were young people with zero financial background. They simply recognized something new before most people did, and took a risk that almost everyone around them thought was foolish. What makes crypto wealth unlike anything else is velocity. Fortunes that took decades to build in real estate were built in months in crypto. and in some cases, collapse just as quickly. The inheritor. The inheritor received a large inheritance from a parent, a grandparent, and that single transfer permanently changed the course of their life. Some inheritors grow what they received, treating it with discipline and patience across generations. Others lose it within a few years, completely unprepared for the responsibility of managing sudden large wealth. Studies consistently show that a significant portion of people who receive large inheritances lose most of it fast. Managing wealth is a skill, and it is not automatically passed down along with the money. Old money. Old money does not talk about money. That is the first rule, and they have been following it for centuries. These are families whose wealth has been accumulating across generations. The Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the Rothschilds. Dynasties so old that the original fortune has been invested, reinvested, and compounded so many times that even the family itself cannot tell you exactly how much there is. Old money does not buy things to impress people. It buys things that last. Land, fine art, private education, long-standing businesses. Their wealth is not measured in what they spend. It is measured in what they preserve. And the goal is always the same: to pass even more to the next generation than they received. 10 types, 1 planet, and the one most people overlook is probably sitting right next to you.